Guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you don't know, I'm Maryesi, and today I'm going to be doing a cook with me video. This is my first time doing like food, but I did a cook with me video back in December. But today I'm going to be cook rice and stew. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically one of the most basic popular dishes in Ghana. I'm gonna do that. Today's Sunday, so I wanted to make rice and soup, which is also another dish, but I just feel like eating rice and stew today, and this is like the most basic thing I eat every day. You can add chicken, beef, fish, whatever meat you want. For me, I like chicken and beef, but I just like chicken better. So I put the chicken in the sink so we can like defrost. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make rice and stew. So before we get started, if you want to hit the subscribe button, it's free. But yeah, let's officially get started with today's video. Okay, so first, like I said, the chicken is in the sink. Okay, so you can do any type of you want. You can like add pepper and not. I don't like pepper, so I'm not gonna add pepper in it. I'm just gonna do like my regular, onions, tomatoes. So it's literally like so basic, it's easy. So if you wanna do it, it's literally that simple. So I'm gonna get the chicken out and I'm gonna cut it and we're gonna cook it. So that's basically all you do. You get your meat that you want and you just cut it up or whatever. You put it on the stove, let it boil until your liking, then you add the oil, and stuff like that, and we'll get into that. So I went ahead to get a pan. This is the pan I'm going to be using to make the stew, and this is the knife I'm going to be using, and this is the chicken I'm going to be using. So all you got to do is just cut it, whatever type you want to cut it. Cut your chicken. So as you can see, I went ahead and used only two chickens. You can use as much as you want. If you want it to be like a bigger stew, you use two, or like more than two. But since it's just me and my two sisters gonna eat it, we don't need that much. So this is what I cut. Next, what you want to get is onions. You always use onions when you're cooking chicken. So. After I finished cutting up the onions and everything, there's some people out there who would be like, don't wash your chicken and stuff, but it's like, because they say that the salmonella will get in the sink or whatever. That's why you clean up while you're cooking. You don't just cook and then go to sleep. When you finish cooking, you have to clean up your area. But yeah, I'm gonna wash the chicken and I put on the stove. Then we can cook the rice, just so that two things will be going at once. And yeah, so the chicken is on the stove now, and one seasoning I really love to use, this one, this is literally my favorite seasoning ever. Like, it tastes really good. It makes the chicken taste good. It makes the whole stew taste good. So I'm gonna use some of this, and I don't use measurements. Like, I don't know anybody that uses measurements when it comes to cooking African food, but we just go with the flow. Okay, so I just finished putting the chicken on the stove. So that's basically it. I'm gonna cook the rice. I'm gonna cook the rice just so that the rice can start cooking while everything else is cooking. Some people add egg into their stew. Like, there's so many things you can do. When it comes to stew, you can do anything. Like, there's no limits. This is like a personal choice. When it comes to rice and stew, you can do anything. I'm not gonna add egg into mine, but I'm going to, just like I said, basic. So I'm gonna cook the rice now, and when I'm done, I'm gonna clean up the area I just used. And when I'm done and everything is still on the stove, that's when you can wash the dishes, sweep the floor a little bit, because you can't just sit down and use your phone. I'm guilty of doing that. When I just finish cooking, I just sit and use my phone, then the food burns. Whose fault is that? That's why I say that if you're cooking, try to refrain from using your phone or watching TV, and just clean up a little bit. No one's house is 100% spotless. You can do a little bit of cleaning when you're cooking. So So next I'm going to cook the rice. We have a rice cooker, so that's what we're going to use. I think rice cookers are better because it doesn't burn underneath, but if you're using like a regular stove, it could burn. So yeah, I'm gonna use this rice. And even rice, I don't use measurements. I just use what I think is gonna work or what's gonna be enough. Added a little bit more rice just in case if my mom wants some. So we're gonna wash our rice now. I hope people wash their rice instead of just like, you know, imagine not washing your rice. So now the rice is cooking, the chicken is cooking. So now I could either start with the tomatoes and start blending it, or I can just clean up. And I personally rather clean up first just so that I can, you know, it won't be a bigger mess when I'm done. So I'm gonna get everything here and I'm gonna wash the dishes a little. So I finished bleaching the island, but I wanted to get the tomatoes out and put it in the blender. So okay, so with some tomatoes, some is different. Some of them are made in a way where you don't have to blend it, and some of them might have to blend if you want to. The only tomatoes we have is stewed. On that one, it's not really my favorite, but it still will taste the same at the end, and I like to blend that with onions, so I'm gonna do that. So I just went into our tomato cabinet and we got petite dice. This is like one of my favorite ones because I'm not really a fan of the stewed ones, so I think my mommy bought this. So we're gonna use these, and like I said, I have tomato. We're gonna blend it. So now the time is 3:43. I just finished blending the tomatoes with onions, and I'm gonna check on the chicken to make sure it is ready. I mean, I'm looking at it now, it doesn't look ready, so. So I'm just stirring the chicken and it's not ready yet. I just finished blending the tomatoes and onions. These cans, since our family started recycling, this goes in recycling, so you just rinse it and we put it in our recycling bin. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna put it in the recycling, and I think that's gonna be it. And then I can like sweep the floor a little bit and then clean up a little bit on the sink side, wash some of the dishes, and the rice is gonna be ready in 5 minutes, which won't really make a difference because the stew is not. But once this chicken finished, then we can put the oil, then we can put the tomatoes in it, and then wait, and then that's basically it. So the rice just beeped, so the rice is finished. The stew, or the chicken I should say, is almost done. While I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna eat a snack because I'm starting to get hungry. Okay, so the chicken finally finished cooking. I tasted it and I feel like it needed more seasoning, so I added a Maggi cube. I'm sure some of you guys might know what the Maggi cube is. So I added a Maggi cube, and then I'm gonna add the tomatoes, and we're gonna wait for that to cook. So now finally, after like all this while, chicken finished cooking and it's on. I poured the tomatoes in the chicken, and once it's done, you can get ready to eat because I'm hungry. So now I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna wash the dishes and bleach the countertops so that when we eat our food, it won't be like, you know, so much dishes and everything. So it's been like a couple of minutes later and the stew is starting to look ready. So but once I start to mix it and everything, it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna get our food, I'm gonna eat it, and I'm gonna give everyone their meal. So So finally, almost 2 hours later, I finally finished the stew and the rice. So here's how it looks like. So I'm finally done. I'm gonna give it some to my sisters like you saw already. This is gonna be our dinner. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. So I guess I'm just gonna record myself eating it, you know, trying it out. So even though I know it's gonna taste good because I already tastes good, like always. So I went and I got some water, ice water, and here's the plate. And some people like to put some stuff on it like ketchup or whatever. I like using ketchup because you can never go wrong with a little bit more tomatoes, and then like it tastes so good. That's how it looks like. It tastes so good. And this is what we eat all the time, so it never gets old. So that's basically it for today's video. That was basically what I was doing today. Just making rice and stew, and I finished my food and it was good. So I'm full now and it's about 5:30. So yeah, that's basically it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.